Hi, today I'm reviewing the NYX Halo Holographic Eye Tint. And really quick, I just want to say I purchase all these products with my own money, so you know you can trust my opinion is what I honestly believe. So NYX has recently released a few new products. They're always slowly releasing new things. And recently they've come out with this new holographic eye tint, which is a nice liquid eyeshadow, to put it mildly. It comes in a few different colors. I think there's like 4 or 5 different colors, and they sell for $8 each. The shades I have are Gold Bar, which is the yellow one. And then the blue one is called Acid Blue. So let me let you guys know my thoughts, and I'll give you some swatches. And so I will start with the packaging.
He's got a package.
Overall, it's a decent packaging. 2 tubes with a nice doe foot applicator, which is, the applicator is definitely easy enough to use directly. Although you can use an eyeshadow brush or your finger, but I found the doe foot applicator was easy enough to put directly on my eyes. So they did a good job there. Number 2 is alcohol.
Alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
And this does not contain any denatured alcohol, so that's always a good thing. Number 3 is fragrance.
What is that smell?
And this has no scent and no fragrance to it at all. So we also like that, especially on the eye area. But you know what? It always surprises me how many mascaras I'll try and they'll have a scent to them. So that it is pretty amazing that people would do that, but they do. So on to number 4, which is the manufacturing location.
Where is it made?
And these are made in China. So I did give them a thumb down for that criteria. I'm just not a huge fan of things made in China just because there's a higher likelihood of the possibility of having contaminants. That doesn't mean that there are. There's just a higher likelihood of a possibility. So I would have been a bigger fan if this were made elsewhere. But anyway, so on to number 5, which is ease of use.
That was easy.
And these are very easy to use. The doe foot applicator is firm enough that you can apply it directly to your eyelid. So they've done a nice job with that. Some of these doe foot applicators can be a little bit wobbly or loose or just not the easiest to use. So, but this one does a good job of spreading the color very evenly. So they've done a good job with that. So very easy to use. Although I do recommend using an eyeshadow primer underneath. You'll be much happier with the results using a primer underneath. So on to number 6, which is antioxidants and pigmentation.
You know, mustard is actually high in antioxidants.
And I found these to be a little less pigmented than I was expecting, especially having used a lot of liquid eyeshadows before. Lots of different brands have ones, especially like metallic type ones. And I found these to be a little less pigmented than I was expecting, especially the blue kind of left me wanting. The nice thing is that they're pretty buildable. You just have to wait for each layer to kind of set a little bit, and then you can apply another layer, but definitely do this over an eyeshadow primer. So as you can see, I'm able to build up the blue a little bit more. So the gold was a little bit more pigmented than I thought the blue would follow, but not as much. So anyway, and on a side note, the colors are more iridescent than they are holographic, but holographic is what's in, so obviously that's what they named it after. So on to number 7, which is animal testing.
Who tested them?
And thankfully NYX is cruelty free, so we like that, so that's always a good thing. And on to number 8, which is performance.
And I stand by my performance.
And it performs okay, a lot better with an eyeshadow primer. I noticed that even with a primer though, it tends to flake after probably about 4 hours of wear. It kind of starts to flake a little bit, and there's not a lot of fallout or anything like that. It just kind of flakes a little bit and fades, but not any fallout or anything like that. I just wish it would have lasted a little longer, and if you do it without an eyeshadow primer, it starts to kind of flake or peel a little bit after the first couple hours. So I'm not sure if that's just a personal thing or if anyone else has had issues with it. So I did not give them a thumb up for performance, just because I'm not a huge fan of things cracking or flaking. So definitely use a good primer. That'll help absorb the oil. And perhaps even a good primer will help prevent some of that flaking. But I don't usually have a lot of performance issues with NYX cosmetics in general, but this one was just one. And it could be just that I'm holding them to a little bit higher standard, having used a lot of liquid eyeshadows like this in the past. But anyway, so it does flake a little bit. So anyway, on to number 9, which is the price.
What's the price you pay?
And these sell for $8 each, and I think they've got 4 or 5 different colors. So it's a good deal. A lot of the other liquid eyeshadow products that I'm probably comparing them to are probably $20 or more each shade. So they should have a little bit of a margin because of the good deal. So, I mean, for the same price as one of the other liquid shadows, like the Giorgio Armani has a good liquid eyeshadow and YSL has one. So for probably the price of one of those, you buy all 4 of these colors, which is nice. So anyway, it's a good deal. And then on to number 10, which is the It Factor.
Is it cool?
And I did not give them a thumb up there either. If these were a little bit more holographic per se, I'd probably give them a thumb up. And if they performed a little bit better, I'd probably give them a thumb up there. But it's kind of mediocre. You know, I'll probably be using these more in my corner of my eye, especially the gold, than I will on my entire lid again, just because of that flaky issue. So they performed okay, but just not as good as I usually expect from NYX. So anyway, overall on the scale of 1 to 10, they got a 6, which is still decent. So anyway, I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to try these out yet or not. They are very beautiful. So I'll definitely be using that gold probably in the corner of my eye or to highlight a little bit on the brow bone area because it is pretty beautiful and unique. So anyway, so let me know what you guys thought of them. If you've tried them, and what color did you try, and then how did you like it, and did you notice any flaking? So leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Feel free to subscribe if you're not already. I come out with at least 1 new review every day. And as always, check out nobsbeauty.net and the Amazon link below. Thank you so much, guys.